go. Let me know when you're ready to film.
I'm on.
Okay, so the intention of your session, what would you like to get out of our session here? Got anything in mind? And if you don't want to be the one demonstrating on, I can do somebody else if you're like, oh, I'd rather watch. I mean, it's just...
No, I don't like being demonstrated
Okay.
on, but I don't have anything.
Okay.
I feel pretty balanced after the last 2 weekends.
Great, okay. Now that could be an emotional or financial or other kind of
Oh, I'll
result.
put a financial goal in there.
Yeah, okay. That's great. So your intention would be to?
Attract 3 new clients in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, that's fabulous. Now, what's your confidence level that you'd be able to do that with where you're at right now?
8.
An 8. Oh, so you're pretty confident you can do that. Now, postural signs of imbalance. This is where we would have her stand up, which why don't we do that? Just so you stand over here, sort of facing Isphira, so the table's not in your way. Stand right there facing her so that the camera can kind of see it. So what are you aware of? Are there any stressors in your body right now?
Not that I can feel. My hips feel balanced. My shoulders feel balanced.
There's
My
nothing wearing.
scapula feels balanced.
Okay. Is
My
the
head
shoulder a
doesn't
little
feel
higher or not?
tilted. It might be a little higher because I have tension still in here.
Okay, so she's got some tension here, so we're kind of noting those things. And is one hand rotated more than the other? They look pretty balanced from what I see.
Yeah.
Okay, now do a side face Marjorie, so we can see from the side from the camera view. Not too much of a lordosis or kyphosis, which would be a hunchback. And I can run my hand right down her spine, and it's pretty straight. Sometimes you'll see an S curve.
Should I take this other top off too?
You might as well. That makes more viewing,
More available to
yeah, to view for our viewing pleasure. Now this scapula is a little lower on the left.
Too. It feels more to the
Yeah, so she's got more room between her turn to this side now. She's got more room from the spine to the scapula, and it's lower. So what muscle does that make us think is that? Rhomboid.
Oh,
Yes, I'm going to pull it straight out just since we're on the subject. You're holding.
trying.
Wow, there you go. So sometimes if you're doing a posture check, you can check muscles right on the spot just to see. And I'll just check that with the priority mode. Hold. Yep, and it actually shows the priority. Okay, so now line your back. So we would make notes here of that. So she's got confidence level for attracting clients, 3 new clients in the next 2 weeks, and before she is a confidence level 8. So that would be her intention to attract, her goal would be stated up here. Now some people actually test the goal. You don't have to do that, but I could have her state, I attract 3 new clients in the next 2 weeks.
I attract 3 new clients in the next 2 weeks.
Hold. And she's a little off on that, didn't collapse, but at the end of the balance we could check her again and see what we get. Though I don't always do that. So now I'm going down here and we're going to check pre-checks. Do you see how I'm just following right down the page? So let's check hydration. Okay, now switching, there's a shortcut to check switching, or you can just circuit locate all the points as long as you're within an inch. Touch the tip of your tailbone there. That would be front back switching. Okay, and I'll show you a quick shortcut for switching is press, 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 and then press and hold. I'm just telling you guys, you're going to press on their arms. So if she has 1 or 2 or 3 of those points out, one of those muscles would have gone weak because I'm changing polarities like that. And if the person switched, when you change polarities, is what? The body gets stressed by changing palms, my polarities in my palms. And so we'll cover that more when we get to electrical, but that's just showing you a little shortcut there. Head points. So she has no switching present. Now, I already saw just another way to find a weak muscle if you don't have a magnet handy. The back of your hand should make the arm go weak, and it does. But if I had my magnet handy, which I do, I would just put this on, that usually in the beginning to see, you know, what a muscle's on, when it's on and when it's off. And you see, she's real easy to test because I hardly put any pressure. When she goes, she goes. So now let's see what happens here. Hold. Okay, and hold. Okay, so that's out. So what would this element be?
Fire.
This is fire, so I go heart, circumflex, triple warmer, and small intestine. So the ones that go strong, when I'm touching here and it's weak, and I say circumflex and triple warmer, they both go strong. So that would be the priority meridians, particularly circumflex because you do yin usually before yang. Okay, that's strong. Hold. That's strong. That's strong. That's strong. And that's strong. Now she actually had rhomboid out from the posture, but it didn't show, liver did not show as a priority here, but I did check the muscle. I'm going to make a note that that was out. Now, before we go on to the muscle testing, and what I'll do is I'll test everything in the 2 head point meridians that were out, which would be triple warmer, thyroid, SGSG for adrenal. And then I would test the circumflex muscles, gluteus medius, max, piriformis, and adductors. But we won't do that yet. We're going to check first before we do that position. What am I looking for here? A strong indicator muscle, leg muscle, which is fascia lata. So now let's have both arms out like this. Now this isn't necessarily related to her goal, but it's just saying, how's her body doing right now? And she's okay on structure. It doesn't matter which one first. That would be nutrition, and then up here would be electrical, emotional. So she doesn't have anything out in the emotional or emergency mode, but if it was, I would note that and reflect on that within the balance. If particularly if it was nutrition, then we'd focus more on that in the balance. If it was emotional, we'd focus more on that in the balance. Now, let's just go through these things. They're pretty quick to do. So I can even do this. I'll just circuit locate. What am I checking here? Ileocecal valve. I'm going to push in here and up, and that would be hernia. She's fine there. This would be valves of Houston's. This would be intercostal reset is what that is. Yeah. And then we have lymphatic release, which we just did, which I would, you know, I could check that here, 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 here. See, you can screen all this stuff really fast. Mark what's out. You don't have to correct it yet. Just find out if it's out, and if it is out, see if it needs any priority. But in this case, we've already done ligaments too, but if she's coming for an emotional, mental goal, I'm probably not going to check ligaments. But she says, I've got a bad knee, then I might circuit locate knee or her ankle, whatever her presenting problem is, I might do that. So ligaments is kind of a moot point at this point. Injury recall. Again, if there's not a injury we're dealing with, but if there was, I would then have you do the injury recall protocol. But you've already cleared those things, but not really an issue for, yeah, a lot of them. Good. So now, let's go and check those muscles related to those meridians. So what is this one here? What does it push in? Circumflex. Okay, and what does it push in here? Okay, so we got one there, which is a priority. So that's gluteus medius. Now I'll do adductors. Hold that in. Oh, she was holding all this one in. Okay, more moting that. Okay, so she's got left on the abductor and right on the adductor, which is interesting. Yeah, you can do that. So then we've got piriformis, so bend the knee up and pull this out. Okay, on the more mode, and here. Okay, but more mode. It goes on more mode. So I'm going to say hidden, aha, sustained, muscle stretch. So it's a hidden. So she's got a left hidden piriformis. So you got gluteus max, or medius and piriformis here, adductors here. Now gluteus max will need you prone. And while we're at it, we'll do some other things with the SGSG prone. So bend the knee, foot up, knee up towards the sky. Okay, I checked it on more mode too, it's fine. This one up, event. Okay, so this is where your, they were both fine. But now let's go into the SGSG muscles. So what would this be? Soleus. Okay, and I checked it on more mode. Well, here we've got gastroc, hidden, sustained, ooh, muscle stretch. Ah, great. So we got a muscle stretch because I wanted to demonstrate that anyway. Okay, and gastroc. Okay, so the left gastroc is muscle stretch. Okay, so let's go back onto your back and we'll do the other SGSG muscles. So now we have sartorius, a little more up, okay, 90 degrees, hold, good, and let's just do gracilis on this side, okay, and hold. Oh, it shows on more mode. Hold again, strong, we got more mode, hidden, sustained, oh, muscle stretch, sustained.
Great.
So now we got it's good you got some variety for us, so we're not bored. Okay, so what do I do if I want to check sustain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's do sartorius here. Hold. And more moding it. Gracilis here. 1. And there. So that's showing strong. So right, gracilis on sustained. And of course, teres minor. Hold as I push in. And this one here, hold as I push in. Oh, we got that on a more mode, muscle stretch. Hidden, sustained, so hidden. Okay, so I could confirm that with doing what? She touches second rib space there, and the strong one goes weak. So we got a left teres minor, okay? Now, we have gluteus medius is the primary one on the left that was out. So as I go like this, actually I'm going to do it this way. It's not such a bad leg muscle to test over and over again like a soleus or a fascia lata. So let's just do this. Okay, it's weak. Does show as a priority, so I'm now doing, what's this?
Structural.
Structure. Not on nutrition,
Emotional.
not on emotional, and
Energy.
electrical. So it's got structure and electrical that are going strong.
Wait,
Now,
I'm just waiting to.
this is a weak muscle in the clear. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to say, what does it want? And it goes strong on structural, and it goes strong on electrical. So now I know neural, especially neural lymphatic. If I wanted to go further into structural, I could even say this. Neural lymphatic, origin insertion. Oh, like some both. Okay, and then was it electrical? Meridian trace, tonification point. Oh. So she's now going to touch her thumb to circumflex 9, which is actually right on the tip. Kind of another, you'd think it's nutrition, but that's actually the tonification point. So it likes that as well. So let's do this. You rub the top of your pubic bone there while I'm working the points back here. Now, as I'm balancing her, I'm going to ask her about her goal. So, tell me about what comes up for you when you think about doing this, attracting 3 new clients in the next 2 weeks. Is there any fears, anxiety, doubt, any thoughts that first keep you from doing that?
No, the biggest issue that I've had is where are they going to come from, but they seem to be showing up lately anyway, so I'm kind of comfortable with that.
Okay. Now, do you have any strategies that you're doing? And you can stop on that now, and then I want you to just take your thumb to circumflex 9. It's on the tip of the middle finger, and just breathe deeply. And what am I rubbing up here, folks? This is the insertion on the top of the greater trochanter, and Is that tender in there?
That one is.
And then here. Okay, that's not so bad. So then I want you to think about the strategies. Okay, take the hand away now. Don't let me push. More moting it. Yep. So now this was adductors on this side, right? Hold as I pull out. Okay, that's going. Muscle stretch. Okay, hold. Hidden. Sustained. Oh, so maybe that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that one wants further neural effect. So go back to rubbing there. Oh, actually, this one's over here. We didn't do that yet. You know how you have to rub underneath, so you can work
5,
up.
6.
Yeah, it's like up like that. So rub in there if you can work on that. Now rub the back. It's got different neural lymphatics, so that's why it's probably coming up different. Yeah, so what strategies do you see for yourself? Or
What I intended when I get back is to be able to get out more to some of the physicians and other places where I've had contacts in the past and just get general information out. So that's my intended goal.
okay, so look at potential referral sources where you can let them know what you're doing.
Exactly.
And would you want to do a demonstration, or it doesn't have to be in the next 2 weeks, but schedule something where then you can tell people, oh, and by the way, you can have people come to my demonstration.
I could potentially do that by the middle of August. I've got other obligations.
Yeah, I didn't say you have to do it in the next 2 weeks, so that's something you might look at scheduling and say, oh, well, let me find where I'm going to do that, and start putting the word out. Or at least getting the plan to put the word out, like are you going to have flyers in places, you're going to have people say, here, hand this to somebody, there's a event. So we're just kind of framing about what she's going to be doing. Okay, let's see if that did the trick down here. So when I'm balancing somebody, 7, 8, 9, 10, even like a regular 14 muscle, like where you're just doing the regular without all the protocol here, whenever you're working on somebody, the neural lymphatics, vasculars, whatever, I like to have them get engaged in what's the result they're going to produce, and either how they're going to do it, clearing the stress around it. Sometimes they'll hold frontal eminences while they're thinking of their fears of doing it or whatever to clear that. And then, we're not done yet, so we got, was there anything else on Circ 6?
Yeah. We have
Piriformis?
the left piriformis and hidden.
Okay, so that would now be good to check, see if we've cleared that. So, okay, that's showing good, because she already did the points for gluteus medius are the same as
Right.
piriformis. So now we've got that going. So we've got, wasn't a teres minor on the left,
Yes.
was a hidden?
It's a hidden, yeah.
Okay, so let's, I'll just test this again. Okay, and she touches here, second rib space, and there it is. So go ahead and you work that now. I'll work the points back here. If it wouldn't have been hidden and just out in the clear, then I might have checked the modes here again. But hidden means it needs neural lymphatic by definition. So any questions you have while we're doing this, folks? And I'm going to go ask her now, how will it feel to achieve your goal?
It'll feel like I'm finally on the right path and making progress, which will feel great.
Yeah.
I feel like, yay, I'm finally
Elation?
moving in the right elation, moving
Yeah.
in the right direction. Instead
Maybe.
of stuck at the bottom of the hill, I'm actually moving up it, and I'm going to get to the top and coast down.
Yeah, maybe to some degree relief too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of get that, like, whew, finally. And elation, good. Now, why would it be good to ask those kind of questions?
Emotional.
Yeah, when you get positive emotion, it creates energy and it creates a magnetic field in itself. So it's a lot of those things like The Secret. You've seen that movie. Well, you know about, what's the, Abraham
Hicks.
Hicks? Yeah. What they do is, she says, create like a field, I don't know how she puts it, but it's creating a vibration, raising a vibrational match, that's what she calls it. So you're creating a vibration when you have a positive emotion that will then match what you're trying to create and bring into your life, so it'll tend to happen.
Get into alignment, she
An
says.
alignment, yeah. So you're becoming aligned with the vibrations of what you want to have. And you literally do become a magnet where things just magically start happening. Like, you know, I had times where I was standing in the line at the video store, and the person behind me had an acre of painting. I got a client out of standing in the line in the video store. And many times like that, where you just run into the exact person it's almost, you know, serendipitous. That's strong. Where you have those chance meetings for the perfect opportunity. So she's at the bakery or whatever, or, you know, and finds the person behind the counter is, I had that once where the person was hiccuping, you know, and the checkout person says, oh, that's a hiatal hernia, I can fix that for you, you know, right over the, and I just told her, push down like this, and rub here, and push down here. She did that, and her hiccups stopped. Hiccups are often an expression of a hiatal hernia. So now we had iliac or psoas.
You have the right gastric.
Not psoas, but
No, right, excuse me, the right gracilis one.
gracilis, that's what I was looking for, yeah.
That
Right
was-
gracilis.
That was sustained.
It's a sustain, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so by definition, that's also a prolonged neurolymphatic here on the 2 inches up, 1 inch up from the navel. Now, do you have a place where you're seeing clients now that you would be doing that?
I do. I found a place in February, and that's been working out really well.
Right.
And I gradually have more and more people interested in my Qigong classes, and they're gradually trickling in.
Okay. And would it be okay if they all of a sudden all came flooding in?
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love
Yeah, we don't have to be
2
attached to
classes
trickling.
with- No, I have an average of 6 on Monday and 3 on Thursday. My goal is 10 Monday and Thursday, and
Good.
to move up to an intermediate class with the level 1, so that's room for another 10 people.
Great.
So there's plenty of room for people
Okay.
to come in more than a trickle.
Okay, great. See that happening. Feel that. I'll do some frontal evidences here. So visualize your classes being full and how that feels. And visualize the 3 new clients coming to you and see how that feels. So again, it's like that vibrational match kind of stuff. Even if it's a person with ill, you know, like aches and pains, a great thing to get in at least near the end of the session, if not at the end, is have them visualize themselves in perfect health. And that way they go out with a mental blueprint rather than, oh, I got all these aches and pains. I'm like, I can be healthy. Like I saw a client the other day who had major problems for years. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's better. And I said to her, you are gonna be better. You know, if you follow what we just found out from the foods to eat and from the supplements to take and certain things to do to clear your stress and everything I've done for it, you're going to just keep getting better and better and better. How do you think she left the session? Like, wow. Just saying those things to her is going to make her better, you know? Rather than, oh God, I don't know, you're a real mess. I really don't think I can do anything from her. Well, we'll see. You know, if I would have laid that on her. But I was confident, you will be better. If you follow this program your body just tested for, you're going to feel better and better. And so that's in fact, Goodhart used to do that. What was the one on the back? Was it a gastroc where it needed myofascial release? Correct? Low lighter belly.
That's a stretch, yeah.
Muscle stretch, yeah. So it was at the left or the right?
Left.
Okay. So what I'll show you here is I'm testing this down a little more. Okay? It's strong. Now how I challenge it is, let me lift your knee, relax your foot and your leg totally. Now tell me when you feel a stretch in your gastroc. Do you feel it?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, let's
No.
just see.
Well,
Okay.
In the extreme, I did.
Yeah, go relax. I got it, Servant. You drop your knee back down. Okay, let's bring the leg back up into test position. Hold as I push, and there it goes. So right when you had to hit the maximum stretch, then I put it in circuit because sometimes it takes a while to get back to the test. And what did I say about how long you have when you check something to retest to see if it had an effect?
2 seconds.
Yep, 1 to 2 seconds. And that's really a pain when you're trying to tell something, no, we need to get you back here, and then you have to do it all over again. So almost always, whenever I have a stretch, muscle stretch, right when I get to the peak of it, I put it in my circuit. Okay, so this myofascial release, and I'm just doing a slow, deep tugging, similar to how we were doing with the lymphatic drainage, but it's a longer, slower stroke. We did this on thyroid last week. Now, is it tender in here at all? Not too bad? By the way, this is often indicated with plantar fasciitis. So if someone has tight, do you ever see that in your practice?
All the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Hamstrings and calf, strong.
Yeah,
So it's tightness,
yeah,
and releasing that, doing that helps a lot.
yeah. So this is good for plantar fasciitis. As well as you can do the plantar fascia too with this technique. And so I'm just going to do slow, deep tugging. Now, after you do myofascial release, what do you want to follow it up with? Neurolymphatics. So we'll go back to those adrenals. Of course, we've already worked them. Didn't we do those 2 minutes on the gracilis? So it's probably been covered. Kind of did that first. We could have done this first, but it'll be switched on because we've already done it for the 2 minutes. Okay?
Does it matter if you're stroking up to the heart?
Yeah. And if you're not sure which way to stroke, and I was telling, I think it was you, Antonio, when you, which way do I stroke? See, if I go like this and hold as I push, I'm just using a hamstring here. Wait a minute. See the hammies? Good. Okay. So I'm going to stroke this way and hold again. Okay, now I'm going to stroke this way and hold again. See, if you literally rub somebody the wrong way, their body will say, I don't like that, and the muscle will test weak. Okay? So let's just do one more stroke up here. Go all the way up there. And I'll even do a little differentiation here between the two heads. And then I go back and challenge it. So, again, relax the leg, drop the foot down. Tell me if you feel a stretch.
There.
Okay, I put it in circuit. Let's test it again. There it goes, more moting it. It stays strong. And just for good measure, even though we've done it for a couple minutes, I'm going to just give this neurolymphatic a little more time. Okay, now she also had rhomboids out. I think at this point we've covered all the muscles that were weak earlier. Is that right, Caroline?
Yes.
Okay, let's go on to your back. I'll check the head points. So the fire head point was out before. It's now strong. She had a left rhomboid. So let's see if that's still weak. Once I push out, more moting it. Interesting. So fixing the adrenals and circsex and thyroid, you know, the triple warmer circsex actually fixed the rhomboid. Now, we didn't have anything else out, did we?
No, we haven't
She's
tested
been
anything
balanced so
else.
much. She didn't have emergency out. But if any of those things would have been out, I could have went back and rechecked them, especially if they weren't a priority. But let's just say intercostal were out, you know, I would have done those. In fact, I could do that before I even go to the muscles. It doesn't matter, but I at least want to check all the meridian points, the muscles on the meridians that show on the head points. Now, if she had a knee problem, then I would, you know, think, according to where her knee problem is, what's going on there. I might check, you know, like the lateral hams, medial hams, every muscle that crosses the knee joint. I would have thrown that in the mix, but she didn't have that. In a moment, you're going to be practicing with a partner doing a balance like this according to whatever they want to get out. So I will come and help you as you're going to see, well, what would I test in terms of muscles that might be appropriate. But in terms of the balance, let's now ask your body, say your goal again. I attract 3 new
I
clients.
attract 3 new clients in the next 2 weeks.
Okay. And she's really strong on that. Now, before you said you were at a level 8, and where are you at now? Is that a 10? She's pretty solid on that, huh? Okay, let's have you stand up and let's just shift, let's see if there's any shift in your energy and how you feel. You might want to walk around a little bit too and just see if you notice any changes from the balance. Of course, we didn't have you walk before, but just
No,
standing,
but
does your
I
body
just-
feel any different?
Just feel more balanced, and where my shoulders were out before, they feel more even.
Okay, good. Let's see if her
So
scapula's,
It feels
Look at that.
balanced, and it
even though I didn't balance the rhomboids, are totally even now in the back.
they're balanced.
Yeah. So when you shift energy, even if you didn't directly balance that, it can shift those muscles, which they were strong anyway. Okay? So you're welcome. She's complete. And give her a hand.